I want to start with a couple headlines I saw that sort of caught my attention before we get into all that. Here's two of them. 60% of U.S. consumers across all income levels are living paycheck to paycheck. That's one headline. And here's the next. Costco says its 1 ounce gold bars are selling out fast. Mick, what do you make of those two?
That Menendez has moved from buying the kilos to down to the smaller ones. Look, no, times are tough. They just are. And this is the reason that Donald Trump won in 2016. He is viable again as a presidential candidate. It's rough out there. Wages are not keeping up with inflation. That is real. The gold thing, that speaks to confidence. If you're worried about the value of the dollar in your pocket, you go out to buy gold. And if that's happening a lot, that tells you just as much about the economy as the household number.
Yeah, CEO of Costco says they've been selling out of these 1 ounce gold bars. They get put online. They get snapped up every few hours. Does it speak to confidence? Like, what do you make of this? Because the economy, we keep hearing, is issue number one time and time again.
Well, I mean, I think that's just Menendez's preferred payment.
So the Bob Menendez jokes are here. All right, we've seen the headlines.
Look,
you know, he may be innocent. He may be.
He may be.
By the way.
I mean, I don't keep gold bars in jackets with my name on it.
Not illegal, though.
Sure, yeah. Good defense counsel. Look, I think we see reports that the average American can't afford a $500 hit on their bank account without putting them in severe financial stress. That's problematic, and I think Mick's right. That's why you're seeing a lack of faith kind of in both sides of the aisle. And I think Democrats need to really work on their messaging when talking about how the economy's doing, how many jobs we put back in the market. And until we can come up with that messaging, I think it's going to be problematic.
I was struck to hear Mick say this is why Trump won in 2016.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not just about messaging, though. And I think, Mick, you're exactly right, because you look at the typical American family, and they are $7,000 poorer, the American households, than when Joe Biden took office. So there's a massive disconnect between messaging Bidenomics and what the real average American is thinking. And the biggest problem, I think, is the American dream is now unattainable. I mean, for millions of people, at least the cost to finance a home has doubled. So it's not about messaging. It's about the pain that real Americans are feeling every single day.
I don't think it's unattainable, but the Democrats have to do something about it. You know, $8 trillion was added to the deficit by Trump. That was the groundwork. Even Republicans say
well, a lot of that was COVID.
It was COVID.
I mean,
but
so you can't just,
and the tax cut.
You can't just gloss over that. There were the tax cuts too, yes.
Biden inherited a pandemic economy, right? He's brought it back, 13.5 million jobs, but it's going to take time. Now, the Democrats are going to get the blame for this, and they've got to fix those kitchen table issues. Listen, you're right about one thing. Messaging isn't enough. I'm starting to come around to thinking there's this disconnect, but it's a substantive disconnect as a Democrat. The other thing is this. The statistics, 60% of U.S. consumers across all income are living paycheck to paycheck. Americans have always lived paycheck to paycheck. There are probably more people living paycheck to paycheck because historically we don't do well at savings, the average American.
60% this year, 60% last year as well, so that number is staying consistent. Meantime, today the House...
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.